Hello, friends and knife nerds. How is everybody? Let's take a closer look at the Trivisa DOR series. There are, I believe, 3 different options, different scale options. They all look the exact same. The DOR series, they call it. We have micarta on this one. I like the color of the micarta. I like the feel of the micarta. We have a micarta back spacer as well, and a nice deep carry clip that is reversible. It is a button lock, a plunge lock. So, what I do like about this knife, I'm going to show you, there is one glaring issue I have. I call it glaring, but I really wanted to try to do my best here to explain that what I like about this knife first. And it feels good, and this thing is really nice and sharp. I was using this at work to slice up every single cardboard box I come across, and this thing went right through it. You have a big thick piece of 14C 28N, a flat grind, and this, I think it's qualified as a drop point that should be below the pivot just about. It looks like a dagger, but it's more of a drop point for sure. And this kind of almost Scandi grindish, but it's not looking flat grind. It is comfortable. It's a nice size. Let me first get some measurements for everybody so we can kind of see exactly physically what we're dealing with. We have 3.65-ish inches, and then overall we're looking at 8.25-ish overall. So it's a nice size knife, and this thing runs for about $50. So 14C micarta, deep carry clip, reversible, plunge lock, $50. That sounds reasonable. It sounds nice. And slicing wise, it is nice. Comfort wise, it is nice, and it actually looks nice. I like the millwork here in the micarta. This center spot just looks nice. It's kind of an appealing looking knife. The problem that I have, now that I have most of the specs out of the way, we'll weigh this after. Now, this is a test a lot of people do that I don't put a lot of faith, trust in, because they hit the back and it'll bend if it's, the plunge lock is poor or the lock is poor. And you find it happens most with plunge locks, or sometimes with crossbar locks. It's not a position you put a knife in frequently, hitting it like this. So I don't put a whole lot of stock in it. But I just was kind of messing around, and it didn't take much to make this knife fold. You can see right there, that wasn't much, and it's banging against a piece of wood. Let me do it again so you can kind of see. That you hit it right near this. There's about 1.5 inches-ish area here, closer to the tip, that if you hit this thing, that it's going to snap like that. It's going to bend. And you have to be careful, because this is a really easy way to lose a finger if you're just screwing around, like you accidentally tap it, and this thing actually folds shut when your fingers are in the way. Holy cow, you're going to look like me. So you don't want that. The only other problem that I have as well, and that's a lot of problems, that's a pretty major issue. As you can see, I just stuck this tip. I hope you can see it. It's slightly bent at the top. I stuck it about 1/4 inch into a piece of wood. It just went and pulled it out, and the tip just bent very easily. So the heat treat on this is basically garbage. And this is all information you should have. This thing will slice. It will be comfortable. It's not a very safe knife. The plunge lock system is, you can see, it's just kind of poor. It's not, there's nothing strong about this. And that is my problem with plunge locks. They're fidgety, which is great, but they're not a very strong lock. And then the tip just bent just a hair. But that was just from my first and only plunge into a piece of wood at work. Now, that's not great. Doesn't say a lot for the health of this knife. For the rest, doesn't give me a lot of faith in my future Trivisas. So I have another one I'm going to test, and didn't end up being this bad at all. Like, it tested much better. But this knife, I definitely recommend being careful of, the DOR. So just, you know, like I said, if you just want a slicer, that's great, a single slice. But just watch your fingers, and don't put it through hard use. Medium EDC use. Light EDC use. Let's keep it there. So let me first get a quick weight so that you guys can kind of know all the facts here. 4.51 ounces in weight, which that's, you know, not bad. Fine. It's over 4 ounces, which is, you know, math for a $50 knife. Let's give it a quick size comparison here. Manix 2, Para 3. This is what it is up against size-wise. So we have the Manix 2, the DOR, Para 3. It is clearly a bit larger than both. It's a bit larger than the Manix 2 and definitely larger than the Para 3. Now, keep that test in mind I showed you if you're looking to purchase this knife. And the tip is done. I am returning this thing. I will not accept that I purchased it on Amazon. It's definitely going back. And I don't want anybody else to make the same mistake. So, you know, caveat emptor, buyer beware. But thank God for Amazon's return system. It's great. If you don't like it, ship that thing back. So, yeah, let me know what your guys' experience is in the comments with this knife, if you have it, or do you have any knives that have such a weak locking system like that? I mean, that can just really be dangerous. So this is going back, and I hope Trivisa does something in the future to redeem this, and hopefully the quality control will be upped in the future. Until next time, knife nerds.